Hello again, everybody. I'm Scott Casper, and it's time to take a look at the news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. We'll spend most of this week in Colorado Springs, home of the USA Wrestling National Headquarters and the U.S. Olympic Training Center. It's one of the busiest weeks of the year in the Springs, one of the world's most prominent locations for the sport. Let's start in the wrestling room. The special wrestle-off was held there for the number 3 position on the U.S. women's national team at 132. Here's why the match was needed. U.S. Open champ Jennifer Page was unable to compete in the non-Olympic World Team Trials in Fargo due to injury, and she received an extension for her final series against Jenna Burkert. When Page could not compete for that number 1 spot, she fell to number 2 on the national team. Brianna Delgado, who was second at the trials in Fargo, and Sally Roberts, who was third in Fargo, did not wrestle each other, so the wrestle-off was held for a true third place and a spot on Team USA. Remember, Roberts is a 2-time world bronze medalist, but returned to competition after 5 years of retirement. She scored the initial takedown on a spin from behind, then tilted Delgado 4 times to secure the first period tech fall. The score 10-0. Roberts talked about her return to the national team.
I took off from 2008 until 2014, and in between that time I deployed to Afghanistan. So just coming back and wrestling and getting into what it is that I really, really love, and not even about getting funded, but just getting back to where I know that I'm capable of being. I mean, it really feels good.
Well, last week we talked with members of the U.S. Greco-Roman team during an intense training camp at the Olympic Training Center. The Greco camp is finishing up this week, and the team will then head off to Kazakhstan for a final training session before heading to the World Championships in Uzbekistan. USA Wrestling's Richard Immel also had a chance to visit with the members of the men's and women's freestyle squads. Let's start with the guys who are training under national freestyle coach Bruce Burnett and the rest of the U.S. coaching staff. Olympic champ and 2-time world gold medalist Jordan Burroughs is returning to the world seeking his 4th straight gold at 163.
I'm just trying to sharpen up. I just want to be as sharp as possible every time I step out there on the mat. And so each year I try to add something to my repertoire, whether it's a high crotch, a low single, working on my leg lace and parterre, offense and defense. So this year I'm looking to get a lot more turns on top, give up a little less points than I did last year, and hopefully dominate my competition.
2012 Olympic champ Jake Varner returned to action this season and made the world team at 213 pounds. He'll be in the hunt for his first world gold following a bronze medal performance in 2011.
We got here on Monday. I think world team guys got here Monday, and we got a good day on Tuesday and a real good one in yesterday. So today was just a recovery day, and it was about feeling good, and we had individuals tomorrow, matching on Saturday. So it's going good so far, and training's really well. So.
The big man, Travel Delugnev, was a world bronze medalist in 2009, has placed 5th at the Olympic Games and 2 world championships as well.
Today's our day off, but I came in, got a light drill, worked on some positions. So, got to sweat, feel good. Everything's kind of starting to click, and, getting better, getting into the mindset of the things that I want to do, I'm starting to do. So, pretty pumped.
Brent Metcalf will head to his 3rd world championships, but will be seeking his first medal.
And we just talked about with Coach Brands and Burnett here about just, when you're drilling, just making sure things are crisp and, you're right where you want to be. So for me, making sure those things are at par, and then weight management, just making sure that your body's shrunk and you are ready to go there, because that plays a big role in too.
4 members of the 2014 U.S. World Team will be seeing action for the first time at the World Championships. We start with Jimmy Kennedy, who's having a breakout year at 134.
The ultimate goal is in a month right now, so it's just a good stepping stone to get to where I want to be. So, I mean, it's great, but that's what I had to do to get where I wanted to be. So, right now it's just about feeling good and getting in the right workouts going into September.
Nick Maribel changed his weight class this year, dropping down to 154, and heads into his first Worlds with high expectations.
Oh yeah, it's just great that I'm on the team now. Now I can focus on training for the world title and taking it one day at a time, and not only training for it for myself, but training with the best guys in the world, which are some of the guys on our team. So really excited about training with some guys around my weight. Metcalf, Burroughs are 2 of the better guys in the world, and I'm really excited about that.
Ed Ruth won 3 NCAA titles for Penn State and went right into freestyle, capturing a world team spot at 189.
Biggest thing for me out here is just the elevation. So if anything to get out of this camp, I want my conditioning to be like a little bit better, even if it's just a little tiny bit. Just to kind of get more familiar with some of my turns. I've been focusing a lot on, just parterre and ground game and just seeing what I can do to kind of improve on, some of my defense and some of my offense there.
Another collegiate star who went from winning an NCAA championship to making the world team is the always exciting Tony Ramos at 125.
The biggest things I'm working on right now is just a lot of more positioning. There's different positions in freestyle than that you would have been used to in folk style. Guys do different things, different ways to counter stuff. So I'm trying to get feels of all the different types of things that might happen and how to counter them or how to improve in areas where I'm already good.
At the end of the Colorado Springs training camp, the USA freestyle team will head to Ostia, Italy for their final training session prior to the World Championships. We'll keep you posted. All right, wrestling fans, stay tuned. We have more USA Wrestling Weekly up next.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level, and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Well, another camp is currently underway at the U.S. Olympic Training Center for the Women's World Squad. This team finished in third at last year's event, picking up 3 medals along the way. They'll now head to Tashkent with extremely high expectations. National coach Terry Steiner and his staff have been working hard, getting the women ready for the challenges ahead. 3-time world medalist and 2012 world champ, 2012 Olympian Elena Perizkova is one of the veteran leaders of this squad and will be seeking another world title at 138.
Today we kind of have a day off, but the last 2 days have been really rough, but in a very good way. We have a lot of guys coming and training with us and helping us out, so it's been just a really great push so far, so I think the rest of the camp is going to go pretty smooth.
Another world champ and 3-time world medalist is the always tough Adeline Gray at 165.
My body feels great, and that's kind of a new thing for me, so I'm really excited to be able to say that and mean it. Yeah. We've been working with Terry to really fine-tune things leading up into this camp, so I could be feeling great, and I'm just hoping it rides all the way to World Championships.
2008 Olympic bronze medalist Randy Miller has made an amazing comeback at 152 after a 5-year absence.
You know, it's my first world team, so it's special, but I mean, that's half the job. You know, I got to go finish up, so that's kind of what's on my mind now, just getting myself ready and prepared to do the best I can do in Uzbekistan.
Past world silver medalist Helen Maroulis will be one of the top world gold medal contenders at 121.
Training here has been great. We have tons of people in the room, and it's just so nice to have, and so the workouts have been really tough, really productive, efficient, so learning lots of good stuff.
Alyssa Lampe has won world bronze medals the last couple years and established herself as one of the world's best at 105.
Team title is, I think the last time they got one was in the 90s, so, you know, it's been a while. Yeah. So definitely being the top team would be great. I definitely think we are. We just have to prove it.
Competing on her second straight world team is the talented young Allie Reagan. She'll be in the hunt at 128.
We're aiming for gold and nothing less, so I think that Terry's definitely engraved that in our minds, this is our time, you know, we have the team to do it. So I think that's definitely the truth, and since we're all believing that, then I think that why not do it this year?
Whitney Conder made her first world team in 2011 and will return to action this year in her new weight class at 116.
Making the world team this year has been really great for me because it's been about 4 years since I had made the last one. Yep. And I've just been training hard, getting myself prepared for Worlds, and really excited to go to Worlds this year. I think that we're going to do really well, and it's going to be a lot of fun for us, and I think that we'll be able to push each other really hard because I know we have a great group of girls that work really hard.
Well, the only first-time member of the women's world squad is Jenna Burkert at 132. She made 3 junior world teams, and that's an experience that should serve her well in Uzbekistan.
It's just starting to sink in now that we've started camp and the practices are going. Obviously, I'm really excited to be at the Senior World Championships. Last year, I was there as a training partner, so I got to see the environment. But I remember last year, I was the training partner. I was like, I'm not coming back here unless I'm on the world team, so that was a goal.
Like the men's freestyle team, the women have a pre-Worlds training camp in Ostia, Italy before heading to Uzbekistan for the World Championships. Fans, you're encouraged to visit themat.com daily for a preview of the athletes competing in each of the 24 weight classes prior to the competition September 8th through the 14th. When we return, we'll tell you all about USA Wrestling's annual Board of Directors meeting. Stay tuned.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, USA Wrestling just hosted the annual Board of Directors meeting at Cheyenne Mountain Resort in Colorado Springs on the 16th of August. The meeting was chaired by USA Wrestling's President James Ravenek, and at-large members were selected for 2 standing committees. The officers elected by acclamation included President James Ravenek of Louisiana, First Vice President Greg Strobel of Pennsylvania, Second Vice President Bruce Baumgartner of Pennsylvania, Secretary Van Stokes of Tennessee, and Treasurer Dwayne Morgan of California. 6 at-large members of the board also were elected. They include Bruce Baumgartner of Pennsylvania, David Black of Wisconsin, Jim Constantine of Illinois, Chris Kalai of Ohio, Kerry McCoy of Maryland and Dwayne Morgan of California. Now, Kerry McCoy and Rick Tucci were elected to the Executive Committee, while William Grant, Dwayne Morgan, and Chris Kalai will serve on the Governance Committee. In his Executive Director's report, Rich Bender talked about the amazing efforts made on behalf of USA Wrestling and the sport during the Olympic crisis of 2013.
A year ago, we sat in this very room with a lot of uncertainty around our sport. Obviously, when our Olympic status was challenged, a lot of things changed, and I'm incredibly proud to report that our sport is alive and well and solidified itself within the Olympic movement as a result of the hard work of many people in this room, if not everyone in this room. And I think you can be proud of the organization that you have built here as being a leader around the world in ensuring wrestling is recognized on the Olympic program for many years to come.
On behalf of the Finance Committee, Treasurer Van Stokes presented the 2014-2015 USA Wrestling budget, which was discussed by the board and unanimously approved. The budget includes over $13 million in revenue that will cover programs in all areas of USA Wrestling.
This is one healthy organization. And I'm also telling you that notionally, fundamentally, the Finance Committee, and Mike, I'll let you speak to this, the Finance Committee does not, we have no reservations towards presenting a budget like this. And Louis and Mike, Don, Dwayne, we have had some good calls, and we have looked at this from several different areas. But when we are physically healthy like we are, we can do what we're doing here.
Scott Blackman is the CEO of the U.S. Olympic Committee and appeared before the board to talk about their relationship with USA Wrestling.
I know you guys have had a good year. I know the women won, I think, 21 medals in international competition. The men in freestyle had some great age group victories. You've got a couple of new national team coaches in Matt and Bruce. So it feels like there's a lot of positive momentum with USA Wrestling.
Blackman also talked about the objectives of the U.S. Olympic Committee.
The USOC, I think, is in good shape. We've got a couple of really big initiatives. One is that we're looking at hosting the 2024 Olympic Games. We're talking to Washington, D.C., Boston, San Francisco, and Los Angeles about doing that, and frankly, every single one of those 4 cities would do a great job. I'm 100% certain of that, and our task is going to be which city would do the best job, which city has the greatest chance of winning, because the last thing that we want to do is bid again and get the same kind of result that we got in Copenhagen in 2009.
Board chairman of the U.S. Wrestling Foundation is Jeff Waters, and he gave an update on the development of the organization and their plans to help support USA Wrestling programs.
One important principle of the foundation that could be of concern to people. We are trying to be additive. We're trying to find new donors or to raise additional money from people who are already donating to USA Wrestling, the Hall of Fame, the National Wrestling Coach Association, individual college teams, Beat the Streets. There's a lot of entities out there. We don't want to cannibalize $1 from anybody's existing donor. That just doesn't make any sense. You don't need to create a new organization to do that. We feel that by offering up an entity through which someone who has a broad-based interest in wrestling can then reflect their interest to different entities, we can make 1 + 1 = 3. And that's really what our mission is, to bring new dollars and support.
The board also approved the creation of an ad hoc committee for Beat the Streets USA Wrestling, a change to line bracketing for all USA Wrestling National Championships, and a resolution supporting the creation of a girls' high school state championship, which will be sent to all state athletic associations. Well, another major event took place last week, the annual State Leaders Conference. That's where volunteer leaders from USA Wrestling State Associations come together from around the country. As part of the event, a series of seminars and workshops, key committee meetings all took place to discuss the grassroots programs of the organization. During one of the sessions, Team USA wrestler Pavel Delegnev addressed the state leaders and thanked them for their service and talked about his prep for the World Championships.
First off, I just want to thank every one of you guys
for committing the time and doing what you do. I know that it's, you know, a lot of volunteer positions, a lot of man hours. This is kind of where it starts. And it is a big deal to my team. It is a big deal, you know, to Team USA. And I know that it's, you know, it's frustrating at times because you might not see the fruits of your labor, but I can assure you that there are fruits to your labor. So I just want to thank all of you for you know, all that you do in your respective states. You know, I've seen it personally with certain states that I've been a part of.
Well, one of the decisions reached over the weekend was the selection of USA Wrestling State Chairperson of the Year. This year's honoree is the state chairman of Utah, Craig Lamont. He's led a vibrant and growing state program.
Well, number one, I like to have an impact. I'm a businessman and I'm a therapist, marriage and family therapist. So to me, my whole worldview is to try to make an impact. And so I'm not happy unless I'm trying to make something better.
Right.
I coach soccer, I coach triathlon club, I do all sorts of other sports, but wrestling is unique because of the character building aspect and because of just the passion, the family atmosphere and the unity that you can feel with another wrestler, whether they're from Iran or from Azerbaijan or from Utah. And so to me, I'm super passionate about wrestling because it changes lives, saves kids, and it's a lot of fun.
Many of the state leaders who attended USA Wrestling's board meeting also took time to visit the Olympic Training Center and watch the U.S. World teams during their training sessions. When it was over, we talked with the new chairman of the Junior Olympic Committee, Louis Rossbottom of Indiana. He gave his assessment of the conference.
I think we come up with some good solutions to some issues that we had. Why is it important? It's for us to address those issues and to make this sport even better than it is. We deal with the age group division and the senior division, but state leaders are really focused on the age group, and I think there were some really good things, some changes made in our national tournaments, some work that we did, hopefully that will help and promote officiating as well as wrestling, and all those things that basically are issues that we're looking at today.
You're watching USA Wrestling. Stay tuned.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Well, one of the most important sporting events of the summer is underway. The Youth Olympic Games officially opened with incredible ceremonies. Young athletes from across the globe are competing in Olympic sports and going through a variety of amazing cultural experiences. Athletes had to qualify to compete at the event, and 3 wrestlers and a coach will represent USA Wrestling in Nanjing. The wrestlers qualified through major events on the FIDA cadet level this spring. Posing with their coach Sarah Bahura are Youth Olympic team members Kate Olivas of California, Dayton Fix of Oklahoma, and Mason Manville of New Jersey. Manville will compete in Greco-Roman on Monday, August 25th, while Olivas and Fix will both compete in men's freestyle on the 27th of August. Good luck to these young Americans. We'll tell you how they did on a future episode of this program. Well, August 20th is a special day. It's when USA Wrestling kicked off the new membership year. Athletes, coaches, officials, and others now have a chance to get their updated membership for the 2014-2015 season. As an organization, USA Wrestling is coming off perhaps its greatest membership year ever, with growth in all categories of at least 10%. Although the final numbers are not yet in, through the end of July, USA Wrestling signed up almost 225,000 members in all categories. Well, the number of clubs and sanctioned events will also be the highest in history. We encourage everybody to go online and renew the memberships. Do it now, folks. Join USA Wrestling for the upcoming year. Go to usawmembership.com. Again, that's usawmembership.com. Well, it's time for the USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. The pictures are being sent in from families and fans from around the country and are also part of our photo contest page in USA Wrestler Magazine and the USA Wrestling Facebook page. This week's photo was sent in by Jackie Colin and shows 8-year-old Jaden Colin of Hanover Park, Illinois, competing in the intermediate division at a tournament held at Marengo Valley High School in Illinois. Have your pics and photographs considered simply by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Folks, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper, and indeed, thank you for watching.